Have you ever faced a situation that seemed utterly hopeless? A moment when all seemed lost and time was running out? This is exactly where we find one of the most powerful demonstrations of Jesus' authority over life and death itself. In the bustling town of Capernaum, on the shores of the Sea of Galilee, we meet a man named Jairus. He wasn't just any ordinary citizen. He was a ruler of the local synagogue, a highly respected religious leader in his community. But on this day, none of his status or influence mattered. His heart was breaking as his beloved 12-year-old daughter lay dying at home. The streets were crowded as Jesus had just returned from the region of the Gerasenes. Word of his miraculous powers had spread throughout the region, drawing massive crowds wherever he went. Through this sea of people, Jairus pushed his way forward until he reached Jesus. Here was a Jewish religious leader, a man of considerable dignity, falling at Jesus' feet in complete desperation. "My little daughter is dying," Jairus pleaded, his voice trembling with urgency. "Please come and put your hands on her so that she will be healed and live." This public display of humility and faith from a synagogue leader was extraordinary, especially given the growing tension between religious authorities and Jesus. Without hesitation, Jesus agreed to go with him. The crowd followed, pressing in from every side, everyone eager to witness what might happen next. But then something unexpected occurred, an interruption that would test Jairus' faith to its limits. A woman who had been suffering from bleeding for 12 years, the same number of years Jairus' daughter had been alive, touched Jesus' cloak. This woman's faith led to her immediate healing, but Jesus stopped to acknowledge her publicly. For Jairus, every moment must have felt like an eternity as his daughter's life hung in the balance. Then came the news that would shatter any parent's heart. Some people came from Jairus' house with the devastating message, "Your daughter is dead. Why bother the teacher anymore?" The words must have struck Jairus like a physical blow. After all this waiting, after coming so close to bringing Jesus to his home, it seemed too late. But Jesus, overhearing their words, turned to Jairus and spoke words that still echo through time. "Don't be afraid, just believe." In that moment of deepest despair, Jesus offered hope when all hope seemed lost. As they approached Jairus' house, the scene was one of chaos and grief. Professional mourners had already gathered, their wailing filling the air. People ridiculed Jesus when he said, "The child is not dead but asleep." Their laughter revealed their skepticism, but Jesus remained unmoved. Taking only Peter, James, and John, along with the child's parents, Jesus entered the room where the girl lay. The atmosphere was heavy with sorrow and the finality of death. But death itself was about to meet its match. Taking the girl's hand, Jesus spoke tenderly in Aramaic, "Talitha kum," which means, "Little girl, I say to you, get up." Immediately, the color returned to her cheeks. Her eyes opened. She stood up and began to walk around. Mark's gospel tells us she was 12 years old, and at that moment, she became living proof of Jesus' power over death itself. The witnesses were completely astonished. Jesus, maintaining his practical concern even in this extraordinary moment, instructed them to give her something to eat. It was a touching reminder that even in the midst of the miraculous, he cared about the ordinary needs of those he helped. This story reveals profound truths about faith, divine power, and hope. Jairus demonstrated remarkable faith twice. First, in coming to Jesus, despite his position as a synagogue leader, and then in continuing to trust even after receiving news of his daughter's death. The delay caused by the healing of the woman with the blood issue wasn't a coincidence, but rather an opportunity to strengthen faith and reveal God's perfect timing. For us today, this account reminds us that no situation is beyond hope when placed in Jesus' hands. Whether facing literal death or metaphorical deaths, the death of dreams, relationships, or opportunities, Jesus demonstrates his authority over all things. The story challenges us to maintain faith even when circumstances seem to argue against hope. Just as Jesus spoke life into that silent room, he continues to speak life into seemingly hopeless situations today. The same power that raised Jairus' daughter still operates in our world. This miracle stands as a preview of Jesus' ultimate victory over death through his own resurrection, proving that his authority extends beyond the boundaries of natural law. This story also beautifully illustrates how Jesus responds to desperate faith. He doesn't dismiss Jairus for his position, nor does he ignore his plea. Instead, he meets human need with divine power, transforming mourning into dancing and death into life. It's a timeless reminder that in our moments of deepest despair, when all seems lost, Jesus' words still ring true. Don't be afraid, just believe.